Good morning, YouTube family. This is Pascal with Vanguard Global LLC, the business people. So we're all about business. We're all about helping you develop your business in any way possible with our business coaching programs and so on. Anyways, let's get to it. So the other day I did a video about how much money I'd spent on programs in the last, 3-6 months or a little bit better than that. And most of those programs, I either got my money back or they sucked, right? So they were just garbage. I would end up getting these alerts first thing in the morning, about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And the way it worked is this: I'd get these alerts and they would tell you point blank, hey, you only have, X amount of minutes to fulfill this trade or it's going to be worthless. But what I knew from doing my due diligence is that what they were doing, what I felt they were doing anyway, even though they said they were doing all this research and charting and all this other good stuff that they, professed to do, I would do my research, my due diligence, and I would find out that whether I bought the stock or not, most of the stocks, the win-lose ratio was ridiculous. They weren't doing any better than I was doing on my own just by going to places like this first thing in the morning and looking to see what's moving, what the movers are, and buying those movers for 5-10 minutes and selling the movers. So it's literally that is all. Well, let me put it like this: that's all I felt that they were doing is they would have a market scanner, and the market scanner would say these are the stocks that are moving, and then they would turn around and send that out in an email blast to people like myself that had bought their programs. And I mean, I could be wrong, okay? So I don't want to, act like I know everything, because I don't. I'm far from knowing everything. But what I'm trying to say to you is I spent thousands upon thousands of dollars because I like to try to be up on as much as I can in the business arena, in the business world. And what I have found personally is that most of what I was learning was I wasn't very happy with it. So there's one company, and I'm going to turn you on to that one company that I still have to this day, which I spent $1,600 on their program. And it gives me the market scanners, it gives me a squawk box, it gives me a lot of stuff. And so, but you don't have to spend a bunch of money on a program. To be very honest, you can do it for free, right? The thing I have learned, and I've taken classes on TD Ameritrade, which obviously that's who I do my stock buying through. And so they have all these free classes that you can take. And one of the things that I have to commend them for is that, the guys, they're professionals, will tell you point blank that if somebody tells you that they know, like they know what's going to happen in the marketplace, they're lying to you. It's kind of simple, right? If someone tells you that they know that X, Y, or Z is going to happen, they're lying. And I have found that to be true, so you may or may not agree with that. Honestly, I don't really care. But in my experience, I have found that to be true. I have found that when I am really working at it, so when I'm not distracted with the other things I have going on in my life, and I focus on, getting up at 4:30 in the morning and subsequently, going to sites like this, right? And seeing what the market movers are. But I want to show you some others real quick so that you can get a better grasp of what you can do. So once again, you can do this. So there's pre-market screeners and pre-market scanners, and there's a difference between the two, and you can You can look that up. So I want to, let's find you some other ones that are out here. So as you can see, when Market Watch is a good one. So you can go to Market Watch and you can check their pre-market scanner, and it'll tell you. So obviously we're filming this later in the day, so there's nothing to be had, but you can go here first thing in the morning to Market Watch and check and see what's going on, and it'll give you something that looks like this, and it'll have all the different stocks that are moving and grooving, and everything is happening with them. And it's not just Market Watch. Let me find you a better example, since there's nothing going on here except their advertising, so we want to get away from that. Let's see here. Let's see, Market Watch. There's also Yahoo Finance. So any of these really, you can go to and you can see first thing in the morning what the winners and the losers are. I mean, once again, we're looking for pre-market, and so this is after pre-market, and so therefore there's no activity. But I just want to show you this. I should have done this video first thing in the morning, but to be honest with you, I was doing some other stuff, so I didn't. But if you go first thing in the morning, you'll be able to see a world of activity in the pre-market scanners. And it's literally going to show you what's happening in the pre-market. Now, let me tell you my experience. My experience has been that when you are looking at something in the pre-market, as a rule of thumb, okay, this has been my experience anyway, what I have found is that what is moving in the pre-market is not going to be moving when the market actually opens. Just FYI. So you're going to have to, so if you're able to purchase in the pre-market, let's say you're back east, or you're in the islands or something like that, or you're utilizing a software that allows you to trade early. So, and with TD Ameritrade, it does not. So I'm kind of limited. TD Ameritrade does have their version of pre-market, but what you will find is that there are some softwares out there that as soon as they start trading on the East Coast in New York time, as soon as that happens, 4:30 in the morning, whatever it is, you can be on and making things happen. Where I, on the other hand, literally have to sit and wait. So with TD Ameritrade, I think the earliest I can start trading is 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so California time. And it sucks because I'm watching all of these things happen prior to the market opening in full. So at 6:01, or 6 on the dot, I'm sitting there trying to buy. And a lot of the things I've been watching in the first part of the morning that are just moving like crazy, I'm not able to take advantage of those things, once the clock starts ticking. In some instances, I've been fortunate enough to win, but I gotta say quite a bit of the buying happens first thing in the morning. I mean, the real traders, they are buying just first thing. They're just making it happen, and they are literally, just making all their money, and they're done, right? So it has been said that real traders are done by 12 o'clock, Pacific Standard Time, and which means like 9 o'clock Eastern Time. A lot of the real traders, the people that are seemingly right, balling out of control are just doing it that way. So this is my Benzinga Pro. So I logged in here earlier, and once again, you don't have to. You can utilize a lot of information on Benzinga without having to sign up for their Pro account. I'll leave a link in the description area for Benzinga, but honestly, for me personally, your opinion might be different, but when I was using Benzinga, the free version of it, I found it to be the most insightful. Plus, I found that Benzinga were giving out these, like these free lectures. I mean, obviously, they were free with a sales pitch at the end of it because everybody does that. That's how they get you in. They get you in and give you a bunch of knowledge, and then they turn around and try to sell you. But I will tell you, I was getting so much free information and good information, I felt, that I just went ahead and said, screw it. They had a deal where they were saying, oh, you know what, for $1,600, which is X amount of dollars off of the regular price, and we'll even throw in a laptop. I will tell you, in my personal opinion, the laptop I got, some little itty bitty thing. It's a Google book or some crap. I don't know. But, I did end up getting the laptop. I had to call them on a couple of occasions to be able to make that happen. But I will say that the couple of people that I spoke with, and the other thing I liked, honestly, is that I had people's direct line, and I do like that about Benzinga, is that they will give you people's direct line. So listed in my cell phone, I literally have 3 different people's direct phone number, and they, in their little meetings and all this other stuff, they literally just give you their numbers. And I personally find that a breath of fresh air. I'm dealing with a company right now that charged me over the last, from 2019, I canceled them in 2019, and then, not paying attention to my credit card. There's this company called Hootsuite, which I'm going to tell you, Hootsuite is absolute garbage. Don't use them for anything. So in 2019, I canceled. Somehow or another, they billed me again. Then I got billed in 2020, 21, and 22. So, and then, so obviously we're doing our due diligence, which took a long time, and checking on our credit card, and saw that we've been charged for the last 3 years with Hootsuite. And I think it's like almost $400 a year. And, just don't ever use Hootsuite, because I personally think they're garbage, and I would never refer them to anybody. But their use for marketing has nothing to do with this stuff. But let's get back to this. So, long story short, I did Benzinga Pro because here's the thing that I have found in the stock market, and I think that you can do your research, do your due diligence, and find for yourself. And that is that according to Benzinga and a lot of other places, the market, a particular stock can move up to 10% on news alone, right? Because the average investor invests on the hype or the smoke, right? So they invest on, not necessarily fundamentals like, a more professional investor does. They invest on whatever the hype is, whatever the news is. And so with Benzinga, if you do like the pro version or what have you, you can get just like up to date news. I mean, I was paying another service called something the news. I forgot what it was, and I forgot what it was. It was a couple $100 a month, and the thing is that I was getting I'm not going to say the exact same, because they gave me a lot of international news as well as far as stocks, but with Benzinga, I get specific stock news. And you can see here that with the Benzinga Pro, so I have the Squawk Box feature. So basically, oh, everybody would have it, is that, you can have the voice squawking, meaning that it's telling you what the news is, what's percolating at that moment in time, which is a really good look. But anyways, I told you guys I would tell you about the one company that I personally like, and that is Benzinga. I've spent a lot of money on a lot of different ways and things to try to learn about buying stocks, and so for me, Benzinga is the winner out of all of them. So hopefully this has been informative. But I want you guys to know you don't have to do Benzinga. There is you can do Yahoo, you can do Market Watch, you can do all these different companies that will all you have to do literally is just type in stock screener, and you can literally get like all these different stock screeners that will tell you what's going on. And you can also do stock scanners. Hold on a second. Sorry about this. Okay, so what I was looking for didn't pop up, didn't populate. So basically, it just took me back to another Google search with the stock screeners. And anyways, there's a host of stock screeners that you can check out. And to be very, very honest with you, I would look at all of these like first thing in the morning when I was trading more. So in the last, I will say, a few months, I've been a little bit more on the longer holds than trying to trade, on a more regular basis, on a basically a day trading type of basis. I've just slowed down on that because of what's going on in the economy currently. But for those of you who are, looking to try to make, $50, $100 a day, $300 in a day, and you're willing to put in your time necessary, then I would suggest doing this, and just even creating a paper trading account with TD Ameritrade or somebody else. And then with TD Ameritrade, because I utilize them, that's the only reason I'm mentioning them. But there are plenty of other places. I don't want you to feel like you're stuck just trying to use TD Ameritrade. There are a wealth of trading houses, and you should just investigate them. Once again, I use TD Ameritrade because I've had them forever. And so, consider your options before you just jump out there. But once again, I just want to end with, my favorite research place. So once I use TD Ameritrade to do my stock purchases, but I use Benzinga for their training, which, is a pretty regular thing. They have a lot of information, a wealth of information actually, in their training courses. And also their platform, for me personally, is top notch. I just can't, I haven't found anybody better, to be honest with you. All the programs I've bought in the past outside of Benzinga just really weren't the best to me. But it was just, I felt like, once again, they weren't doing any more than I could do, which is getting up in the morning, seeing what stocks are hot and why, and then honestly utilizing Benzinga. It allowed me to get everything in one place. So if you want, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for Benzinga, and you can check them out. You can utilize their free side, or you can sign up for Benzinga Pro. They always have some kind of special or program going on. This video is a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but since I mentioned it the other day, I thought I would come and give you guys the 411 on it or whatever. So have an awesome day. Take care.